Here we go. Jets, Patriots. Patriots win the toss. They defer. They're going to send the football down to Cromartie and the Jets to get this thing started. Phil, last thought before kickoff.
Well, I think the New England Patriots, they want to put the pressure right away on the Jets offense, primarily Mark Sanchez.
Sanchez, in his career, 2 games up here, 1 touchdown, 7 interceptions as the Jets came out for the coin toss carrying the jersey of Dennis Byrd, who spoke to the team last night. A former Jet player who was such a symbol of courage around that franchise, was paralyzed years ago in action as a member of the New York Jets. And they took the jersey out there for the coin flip. Cromartie will be handling the kick return chores with Brad Smith inactive, the number 2 kick returner in the league, out with a groin injury. It's Cromartie from the 4. He had a big run back last week against Indianapolis. And this is a good little dancing around step out past the 30. So they'll be pleased with that beginning. 27-yard run back. And again, Sanchez in his 2 years has won 3 road playoff games. Took him to the AFC title game last year where the trip ended at Indianapolis. However, they won there last week to make it here for the divisional round. You've got Hunter in for Woody, who is inactive, out with an Achilles injury. And Tomlinson, biggest nemesis of his career for LT. Big spots, New England breaking his heart. His MVP year of 06, just one of them. He'll get the handle on first down, and Wilfork's riding with him. The helmet of LT's comes off, but it's a rush of about 4 yards. Here is a vulnerable spot perhaps for New England. They'll start Love, a rookie who just gets his 2nd start. He was undrafted. He comes in on a patchwork defensive front. Mayo, their leading tackler, and of course their 1st-round pick McCourty has been superb this year, Pro Bowler, with 7 interceptions. They bring in a 2nd tight end, Hartsook, and they send him wide to the left. Edwards in the slot to the left on 2nd and 6. And the Jets have a 1st down, and it's Cotchery over to the New England side. 16-yard gain to the 48.
Well, what the Jets, we talked about Mark Sanchez. I think he'll play better today because they're going to give him some easy throws. Nice job putting the wide receiver inside instead of a tight end, so it happens faster for Sanchez. Wide open, nice easy completion to start the game with. That
was so important to get Sanchez a couple of warm-up throws at the start. We heard about him when we met with him yesterday.
I think the Jets, after the game up here 45-3, then losing to the Miami Dolphins the following week, they have decided to make this offense simpler, run the football, throw it short.
Better hurry, beat the play clock by 1, and they come end around with McKnight, who makes a little wiggle to get past Arrington and ends up with a net of 2. Joe McKnight, the 4th-round pick out of USC, coming in with a little trickery. All right, Phil, give us some philosophy here for the Jets.
Well, watch Brandon Moore. He's going to pull around to the right side and seal the line of scrimmage. Doesn't even have to seal it because the blocking is so good. Sean Green gets to the outside. I think if you really want to run the football against the Patriots, go to the edges. That's what the Jets think too.
They try to get a little edge on the end around. They picked up 2. It's 2nd and 8. Tomlinson is the running back. Will work middle into the arms of Ninkovich for another couple. It'll set up 3rd and about 5 for New York from the New England 43.
Well, you see Rex Ryan, so much talk this week. He says it's me against Bill Belichick. I really believe it when he says that. He says Bill Belichick might be the best coach of all time. Well, I accept that. I just want to be the best coach today.
He also pretty blunt right after the game December 6th, again last night, about how much he got out coached 41 days ago. But he believes his team's a different team here just 6 weeks later, as on 3rd down Sanchez throws it over the head of Cotchery. Ninkovich provided a little bit of heat on the quarterback, and the Jets will bring out Weatherford to punt.
Yeah, that little bit of heat was just enough. Let's watch Mark Sanchez. Cotchery, nice move. He's open one-on-one, but Mark Sanchez didn't quite have enough time to get his feet under him and really drive the football. Ninkovich made him throw it off target.
By the way, Welker is in to handle the punt return. Possible handle, standing at the 8. Weatherford had 4 touchbacks last week, a struggle matching his entire total on the season. Welker able to come up and make the fair catch at the 16. 27-yard net on the punt. We'll see Brady and company coming up next. Well, the Jets picked up one first down, took it to the New England side of the field. Now send it back to the Patriots. We'll see for the first time with Welker on the sideline, as we were told. Edelman is in. The first snap for the Patriot comes from their own 16. And they'll swing it over. Little pass to Woodhead, who had a big game against them back on December 6th. Had a 100-yard receiving game, and he's got some good numbers here to begin this one. Picks up 19.
Well, you've heard it all week long. No matter if you're not even a hardcore football fan, it's about matchups. Tom Brady to Danny Woodhead in open space. David Harris, he's going to make that tackle about once every 10 times. If you give him just a little room so he has time to make that move, and Danny Woodhead is fast. There's no doubt about that.
Where's Woodhead? Cut by the Jets after week 1. Picked up by the Patriots a few days later. End around with Brandon Tate. And he's got a first down and a gain of about 12. Brandon Tate.
Well, just get the defense on its heels. That's the way to do it, especially a defense like the Jets. The people get out of position. Yes, Brian Thomas goes inside, creates a big running lane for Brandon Tate, and a tremendous start for the Patriots.
Here's Drew Coleman, was trying to make a play at the ankles. So Coleman, of course, with a tweaked knee on Thursday, is questionable coming in. Game time decision. He's up active and was attempting to make a tackle on the second play there. First down from the 46. Brady knocked down, incomplete. That's Rivas denying the completion to Deion Branch. Tom Brady, this season, interestingly, the Patriots had 2 touchdown drives over 90 yards on the season. Both came against the Jets, in fact, in back-to-back possessions in that December game. Here's their line. The experience is on the left side. Connolly's first ever playoff start. And with Welker sitting out this first series, he's still out as we see Edelman in there. It's Tate getting the start here today. Rivas at the bottom of the screen on Branch, denying that last throw, setting up second and 10. Gronkowski, rookie tight end, over to the Jets 48. Cromartie on the tackle, 3rd and 4 on the way. For the Jets defense, Ellis has played in more playoff games than any Jet in history. This is number 11 for him. David Harris won the Curtis Martin Team MVP Award, voted by the players this week. Then you got Cromartie, again, the talking going on all week, making inflammatory remarks about Tom Brady. Will those come back to haunt him? We'll see.
Stacking these receivers to Tom Brady's right. What that does, it lets him get off the line of scrimmage without being hit.
On 3rd down, Brady has the connection and the first down. It's Gronkowski again, and he is a tough man to bring down. He broke away actually from Jason Taylor first. Picks up 9 and a first.
Every single play has been a different formation with some movement to it. That time Tom Brady looks to his right, doesn't like it. The outlet receiver is Gronkowski. And again, well, maybe not the fastest guy in the world, but big, hard to bring down where he doesn't get those extra yards. So the Patriots have come out, Jim. They're gathering a lot of information. How are you going to play all these formations we're putting out there?
You set it downs at the 38. Drive that started back at the 16. The toss, Woodhead staying solo and squirming to the 31. He ran behind Branch, who actually got a block on Rivas, and it picks up 7.
What's happening here, the Jets, they don't know what to expect. And Matt Light, nice kick out, got him on the run, and they're running downhill full speed.
Got to ask you, Phil, after they couldn't stop the Patriots back in December, an opening drive touchdown by the Patriots. You talked about like bringing back the memories of it. How big would it be as they go Green Ellis? And the pile pushes him near a first.
You know, Jim, I've already kind of said it, but what the Patriots have done, they've come out here and they had success the last time. But Tom Brady says, we got to be careful what we did against the Jets. They've practiced that. We got all new stuff for them. And so far in this game, we've seen that. The formations, the variety of plays, hard to zero in on anything if you're on the defensive side. But to answer your question, yeah, they're sitting over there right now going, oh my gosh, somebody's got to make a play to stop this drive.
That last run, in fact, again, they pushed the pile for the first. And the pass is picked off. It's picked off by David Harris, who gets away from Brady. What a turn of events. Now being chased down by Crumpler at the 10-yard line. Suddenly, the Jets defense responds when it looks like the Patriots were ready to drive it right down the field.
Tom Brady has to throw it a little higher than he wants. It's a play that looks like it's being set up very well. It's going to go to Brady to the left of the screen, and there it is. The hand that goes up by Calvin Pace makes him reload the football. It gets a little farther than he wants. Davis Harris there to make the interception.
First interception thrown by Brady in 340 throws.
Calvin Pace raising up his arm made that throw go high.
Set up at the 12. Crumpler saved a touchdown. Look at Green, who tripped up with Sanchez, and they're set back 3 yards. Boy, it had been a long time since Tom had thrown a pick. It was at the end of regulation, week 6 against the Ravens, just launching one into the end zone. Patriots went on to win that game in overtime. That's the last time he'd been picked. Ken Hamlin, who didn't even finish the season with the Ravens, had the interception. He'd gone 11 straight games without throwing one. Of course, he had 2 against the Jets. 2 of his season 4 total came against the Jets week 2, and they get him here. 2nd and 13. Over to Tomlinson. Wilfork, he gets away from him. But he's in a jam, and again the Jets back up on 2 straight snaps. Wilfork hung in there and ended up making the play for a loss of 5.
Yeah, it's just not clean. Vince Wilfork, the throw's not good. That slows it down on the inside. Vince Wilfork, you go, well, we know he's a good run stopper, but he's smart. He can diagnose plays. He ruins the screen play that time to LaDainian Tomlinson. And I'll tell you, most of all, he's an effective pass rusher because he can just push the lineman straight back at the quarterback.
They load up the right side with 3 receivers on 3rd and 18. And they go run. Tomlinson. Interesting call there, taking it down to the 12.
Well, they were afraid to do anything else. They might have been out of field goal range. They were going backwards so fast. So I like the call. You 3rd and 18, you're not going to pick up the first down most of the time. We saw yesterday you can, but ensure the 3 points. The Patriots playing pass. They've actually got a blitz on, and the run call is to the right side. You can see the wide open gap.
Nick Folk had the winner against the Colts to end the game. This one officially 30 yards. Weatherford on a hold, and the kick. No good. No good, wide left. Wow, last week he won it just barely inside the right upright. This one hooks left. Back here at New England, and Welker is in as the Patriots start their 2nd series at the 21. Brady, and that's Ellis who gets the sack. Sean Ellis.
Sean Ellis really had a rough game inside, right on the center. Dan Copen, or no, it was on Dan Connolly, and gets the pressure. Had a rough time up here in the first game. Jim, when I first saw this, I would have challenged this.
We both thought, with the first glance, we both thought maybe it was good, but that there.
The football, as long as it's inside the outside edge of the upright, it would have been good.
2nd and 18, and they'll run it with Green Ellis, and wrapped up by David Harris. Got a flag down.
Personal face mask. 52 defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Well, that'll make up for the sack. Give the Patriots a first down. Bill Levy is the referee today.
David Harris, 52, got his hand on. Yep. All you have to do is really touch the face mask. It's a personal foul.
Well, that last series by the Jets after they make the electrifying pick start up at the 12, you thought that Green, had he not stumbled, might have had a big gainer on that first play, but it was all going backwards for him. Green Ellis, gain of 2. CBSSports.com is streamlining its award-winning fantasy games to create an even better fantasy experience. Go to CBSSports.com/sneak preview to sign up for an alert when fantasy games launch.
You know, you look at this New England offense too. Tom Brady said we have a lot of new things for this game. We've seen some already. Most of the receivers, the outside guys are all small. Aaron Hernandez, the tight end, is undersized. Gronkowski big. But those small guys running in space, get them quick, hard to tackle.
That's Welker in the slot to the left. He's got Revis on him. And Brady is going to connect with Welker, so he comes in. Just a couple of plays after, of course, sitting out that first series, but a couple plays after coming in, he's got a gain of 10 in the first.
This is a play they run all the time. It's a play action. He'll look to his right. He doesn't like it, and right away he goes to the next receiver. The Patriots pretty unique. If Tom Brady's looking at his primary receiver to the right or the left, the next guy he looks at is all the way across the field. They're very good at it. Catches the defense by surprise because a lot of defenders, what do? They watch the quarterback's eyes.
Now first down at the 49. They come over to Woodhead again. Coming up to make the stick is Drew Coleman. And that's why they needed him. Coleman has made a lot of plays this year. 4 sacks from the secondary and has a nose for the football. Holds that to a 3-yard gain.
Well, you said it, Jim, in the opening, talking to Rex Ryan. He was very worried about Drew Coleman. He says, man, we need him. He said it. Darrelle Revis said the same thing. They know it. So many possibilities. Got to have those defensive backs to match it.
Quick to the line, Patriots, and they take Green Ellis to the 40 and a first. Green Ellis with 8. Got a Jet player down at midfield. And that's Bart Scott now on his feet.
Quick snap count by Tom Brady. You've got to be alert. Jets are still moving before the football is snapped. So the Patriots, because of all the matchups and what the Jets want to do, keep the pace fast sometimes and see if they can line up. They did not line up well the last play.
It was Mike DeVito who landed on Scott, but Scott able to stay out there. 3 tight ends now for New England from the 40. Wide open, Crumpler. Stiff arms Cromartie. Bangs heads with Poole and is out of bounds near the 10. The man who saved the touchdown on the Harris interception picks up a big gainer here of 28 yards.
Tom Brady looking around. Nobody's open, but it's the second look that always gets you on the defensive side.
Look at the Jets' confusion here. Running off is Brian Thomas at the last second. Coleman coming in. Patriots hurry up from the 12. Woodhead. Harris has hold of him by the ankles. Gain of 5. Another Jet player is in pain and slow to get up. It's Rodney Poole. This is one way to slow things down. Rodney Poole holding on to that left ankle and an injury timeout.
Rodney Poole, watch his left ankle. Boom, there it just rolls completely outside.
Lowry comes in for him. Brady goes to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Crumpler almost had it, but the man who just came in for Poole, Dwight Lowry, was defending.
Well, they love this play down on the goal line. Nice protection, high, perfect throw. Lowry does not defend it. Algie Crumpler just drops it.
By the way, Poole is already back out there, so set out for a play, slowed down the hurry-up offense.
Yeah, that ankle really turned. I could see why he went down.
Well, he's in just one play later. 3rd and 5 from the 7. Brady has the time, and now it collapses on him, and it's Sean Ellis with a 2nd sack here in the first quarter.
Well, just a good job by the coverage. The Jets, one of the few teams, a 3-man rush. They stay in their lanes. That's what's important. They don't allow Tom Brady to move and shuffle that one extra time to find the guy open. I'm looking down the field. I saw nobody. Brandon Tate covered by Cromartie. Excellent job by the Jets defensive backs.
34-yard field goal attempt. Shane Graham has not missed as a New England kicker since joining them midseason. 12 of 12. Let's go on the hold, and the kick is good. Shane Graham, third all-time most accurate field goal kicker, puts 3 on the board for the Patriots first quarter. MetLife providing the aerial coverage, teaming up with the NFL on CBS, as they have been all season long. The Jets, going back to 2002, their last 9, this being the 9th, playoff appearances have all been on the road. Longest consecutive streak of road playoff appearances in history. And for now, the 8th straight playoff game, they see the other team score first. As Cromartie gets past Ninkovich and has another good run back near the 40. Well, 3 on the board. It could have been 7. It was in the hands of Crumpler. Ellis with 2 sacks. 3-0 New England. A minute to go, first quarter. On our way to finding out who will face the Pittsburgh Steelers next week for the AFC title. Robert Turner on that offensive line for the Jets, and Green in the backfield. After a good Cromartie run back to the 40, Sanchez pass wide of the mark to Holmes. A couple of errant throws. He was high with Cotchery on the first drive, and that time he missed an open Holmes.
Yeah, they actually put Robert Turner in motion outside. Holmes wide open, but Vince Wilfork once again up the middle, pushing the lineman back, and that's why the pass is incomplete. Inside, Logan Mankins one-on-one. Mark Sanchez cannot step into it. That was a big play. The Jets left right there on the ground.
2nd and 10. Green able to keep his feet this time, and like that ugly handle down at the 12-yard line. This picks up 5. Now on the last series by the Patriots, we talk about working hand and glove as a team. Watch the glove of Brady on the handoff.
Well,
it goes with him. It goes to Green Ellis.
That's a good sign. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, making sure he wraps those arms and hands around the football.
Jets have 1 first down in this quarter. This is their 11th snap overall. It's a 3rd and 5. Cotchery. And makes the step needed to pick up the first down by about a foot.
Good job by Mark Sanchez. Quick snap count. Defense not quite ready. Gets rid of the football. Makes the decision right away. Throw it in the flat. It's accurate. And that allows Jericho Cotchery to get that first down. Last time they played, the 45-3 game, the Jets said they were very surprised by the defense of the Patriots.
Sanchez, as you can see on the sidelines, they don't have Brad Smith. We'll come to the end of the quarter. They had LT lined up to take the direct snap. 3-0 after 1. You're watching the NFL on CBS. 3-0 after 1. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms here. You saw frustrated LT as we're going to the break at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, they were going to the Wildcat, but you got to look at the game clock. The Jets were just looking at the play clock, and it confused them. They lost an opportunity to catch the Patriots by surprise.
And you show your hand in a situation that, you know, now you've tipped it off, and you didn't get a chance to run the play. First down and 10 from the 50, and running behind Mangold, who's pushing back Wilfork. Green takes that exploited area up the middle for about 4, maybe 5. And tonight on 60 Minutes, the voice of the alleged Tucson shooter, recorded just hours before the massacre. And a look inside the mind of an assassin tonight on 60 Minutes, only CBS. Second and 6 from the New England side. Stutter step move, Green, and coming up on him is Guyton. No gain.
Well, I know the Jets, they would love to run away from Vince Wilfork, but it's hard because you don't know where he's going to line up all the time. On the center, he's double teamed. You cut back and look at Guyton. Because of the double team block on Vince Wilfork, that frees up Gary Guyton to go into that open space and make the tackle.
The Jets' 2 first downs have both been picked up on throws to Kachuri. It's a 3rd and 6. And from the gun, Sanchez works the middle, and that was wide of the mark. A wide throw looking for Dustin Keller.
That's a tough throw down the field. The Patriots trying to put pressure. A good job by Kyle Arrington coming off of his receiver, seeing the tight end going up the field. That's his job. He comes off. There was really nowhere for Mark Sanchez to throw that.
Weatherford maybe caught too much of this one. It flies it into the end zone. Not what they wanted. Just a net of 25. Patriots will start at the 20. Twice now. Actually, 3 times they've been on the New England side of the field. They haven't scored. 3-0 New England. We're back at Gillette Stadium. Patriots at the line at the 20. Leading at 3-0. Incomplete as Lowry jars Welker right when the ball arrived. What about the Jets defense so far?
Well, they've made a few big plays. The Patriots really not even focusing on the wide receivers, but the interception, of course, that was big. And then Sean Ellis has had a couple big plays so far today. Staying in place has been big, but Sean Ellis had a, let me say it again, a very rough outing up here in the 45-3 game. I would think he's very motivated to rectify that.
We've seen it so far. 2nd down and 10. Delay give to Woodhead. Right into the arms of Eric Smith. Got about halfway home to the first. Pick up a 5. And fantasy football continues throughout the playoffs. Play NFL.com Playoff Challenge today for a chance to win a trip to next year's Super Bowl, Super Bowl 46 in Indianapolis. Sign up for free, NFL.com/fantasy, or search NFL Playoff Challenge. 3rd and 5.
They showed blitz. Tom Brady checking the play.
Here comes Coleman. And Brady had to duck. And he is sacked for the 3rd time overall. What we talked about that Coleman brings.
I said to Rex Ryan last night, Coleman from the outside. Tom Brady brings him across. Here comes Coleman. They thought they had the blitz from the right. The Jets fooled him. It comes from the left. But Rex Ryan just says, hey, look, we got to blitz because every once in a while, you just got to hit the quarterback.
Mesco at the 1. Zoltan, the rookie who set the NFL rookie record for net punting since the stat was kept back in '76. A wobbler to the 50. Jumping up for it, Kachuri. And tripped up by Slater at the 48. 38-yard punt. 6-yard return. The Jets have gotten to Brady on 3 occasions. Jets start the drive in New England territory. 4th time they've had it. So all 4 times they've had it on this side of the 50. And Bill Levy and crew throw a flag.
Start number 78, offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Well, Wayne Hunter, there he is, right tackle, just a little bit movement. And just another mistake by the New York Jets. Opportunities, they've had them here so far in this first half, not able to really do anything with them.
Hunter, of course, starting again for Damian Woody, who's inactive, out with an Achilles injury. 1st and 15, and that's dropped. Keller had it in his hands. Pass maybe a little low. What about Sanchez, what you're seeing so far? His throwing seems off. Now, last week at Indianapolis, he was high on a lot of early throws. Settled down in the second half. What are you seeing so far here?
Well, I think when a quarterback throws high, you're just playing too fast. In other words, maybe a little nervous, too antsy, whatever word you want to put there. And that's what it'll make you do. He had that last week in Indianapolis. Understandable. That crowd noise, those 2 defensive ends. But today, he's been here. He knows what it's going to be like.
2nd and 15. They come after him. Zips that one across the middle to Cotchery. Back to the New England 45, picks up 9.
And, you know, just a good example here early. We talked about the pressure, but he just lets it get away from him. Jericho Cotchery wide open. That one, tight coverage. He throws it in there. It's not going to matter. He's going to get hit. It's going to be incomplete anyway.
So I'm having a word with coordinator Brian Schottenheimer, who everyone around this team feels like he's gotten in a rhythm too. The coordinator since the New England game here. 3rd and 6. In trouble. Tiptoes away, flings it down the field, and Braylon Edwards has the catch.
Well, one thing Mark Sanchez can do, he can get away from trouble. We've seen it so many times, especially in the last 3-4 games. Nobody open, the push in the pocket, nice job of going outside. How about that? Points to where he wants Braylon Edwards to go, and Braylon Edwards, good job of going across the middle, stopping, redirecting, and how about that catch? Saw one like that yesterday that won the game for the Steelers.
Beat Darius Butler, nothing wrong with that throw. 37 yards, 1st and goal. Tomlinson.
But the thing about Sanchez, what we saw in a couple games, Pittsburgh and Chicago, very relaxed. He played slow, and he threw the football as good as I've seen him throw it since he's been a pro with the Jets, you know, just 2 short years. And the fact, Jim, that he had the experience, knows what this crowd is like, and this Patriots defense, you don't go, wow, they got great pass rushers. You know you're going to get some time to throw the football.
Edwards and Cotchery to the left. Richardson, the fullback, offset behind Sanchez. And they'll take LT out of the backfield on 2nd and goal. Throw it to Tomlinson, and he is in for the touchdown. What a catch by LT.
It sure was. That football was thrown accurately right on the spot by Mark Sanchez. And the timing, the formation to the left, the stack receivers, they release. The defender cannot get through there. Gary Guyton had a man-to-man coverage, can't fight his way through the release of both outside receivers. When he gets there, too late.
Boy, if there's one team that Tomlinson wants, and wants badly, it's New England. Go back to his starry career with the San Diego Chargers, heartbroken a number of times in big spots by the Patriots. That MVP year of 06 when they lost in the divisional round as a 1 seed. Insulted by what he thought saw the Patriots dancing on the 50-yard line after the game. The divisional or the championship game final a couple years ago where he was injured. He's got a touchdown here. Jets have the lead. America's #1 network on a roll. More Americans watch CBS than any other. #1 drama, #1 comedy, new show. CBS, America's most watched network.
You know, LaDainian Tomlinson catching that touchdown, he told us last night, they paced him all year. He's fresh and as fast as he can be because the Jets have rested him every single Wednesday during the season.
He was most appreciative of the way that they did that. All things leading to the postseason. Had a big week last week. He's got a touchdown today, and that's Tate to the 26. Tell me about Tomlinson's first career postseason touchdown catch.
Well-designed play. Gary Guyton is going to come up, think he's going to blitz. And then LaDainian goes in motion. He goes, uh-oh, I got him. Then the snap is perfect because he has to fight his way through 2 defenders and 2 receivers. Can't get there on time. Well-designed, well-executed.
Now the Patriots from the 27 and down 7-3. And Woodhead is knocked down after a loss of a couple. Mike DeVito and others make the play. Last time Tomlinson caught a touchdown, well, back in London at Wembley Stadium. From Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, we were there that day.
It was a wild day there at Wembley Stadium. Did that in England. Now doing this in New England. 2nd down and 12. He's able to stand with all that time. Crumpler to the 35. Alvin Pace fortunate to Grab him by a shoestring.
Yeah, Calvin Pace a little shook up, but all the extra time, the Jets have the perfect defense on to stop this because there's no pass rush into Tom Brady that allows him the extra time for Crumpler to get all the way across the field. They were playing for an inside pass that time. And because of that pass protection, it goes to the outside.
Pace did come off the field. Marquise Cole, number 34, in for the Jets on a 3rd and 2. Brady stepping up. Oh, and Gronkowski was open for a moment. And a 3-and-out for New England.
Coverage down the field. Boy, the Jets have found the rhythm of where these guys are, and they are locking on to them. You see the 3 receivers bunched up, and that was an excellent job by Brian Thomas. I've noticed that. All the outside defenders are hitting somebody on their way to Tom Brady. Boy, how about the shadowing of everybody? Double moves, they're right with them.
2 men back for the Jets. They bring in Cromartie now, along with Cotchery back deep. Sergio Brown downs it at the 20. It's a 45-yard boot. Brady upset with that last series. It ended so quickly. 3-and-out. On that Mesco 45-yard punt, there was a penalty, Phil.
Yeah, there was. Sergio Brown, who's the gunner on the outside, is blocked out of bounds. He cannot be the first defender to come in and touch the football. He was. So watch number 38 going down the sideline, gets legally knocked out of bounds. Can't be the first guy to touch it. And he comes in and downs it. So the Jets, and rightly so, I believe, Jim, they want to give Antonio Cromartie another chance to touch the ball.
On the previous play, there was an illegal touch by number 38 of the kicking team who went out of bounds and came back in first to touch. The New York Jets elected to have the 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
So they're going to punt again. It did seem to be. Now, Cromartie had 5 punt returns on the season. Now, he's the deep man. Cotchery's also back. That seemed like a little confusion whether to make a fair catch or lets that ball bounce around. Let's see if there's anything here as Mesco gives it another crack. It's going to come to Cromartie. Slides off a 1 hit, then pays the price. Tracy White, the second to get to him. Another 45-yard punt. And actually, the net in the end is exactly where the spot would have been. How about Sanchez's performance on that last drive?
Well, that one throw that he's become very good at over the middle and short, that got him going. Then the beautiful throw down the field, and then on the mark. And can't stress enough, that was a nice catch over the shoulder of a football that was thrown quite hard. Damian Tomlinson caught it in stride.
Oh, they're bringing Sanchez wide to the right. And LT is poised to take the direct snap. Sean Green's also back there. Tomlinson fumbles it, lands on it, and then Moore lands on top of him.
That's the difference when you're no, there's not going to be much anyway, but he took his eyes off the snap because he wanted to determine where he's going to run with the football.
Again, one more time, Brad Smith inactive, out with a groin injury. Their effective Wildcat quarterback had that big performance on Thanksgiving night against Cincinnati and huge in the kick return game. 2nd and 11. Good grab by Keller. Thrown down by Chung. And 3rd and about 6 coming up.
Well, I know this. When the Patriots played up here in December against the Jets, they said, let's make Mark Sanchez really be accurate with the football and give him little small windows to throw it into. They're doing that here again today, but the last drive and that throw there, that was into a tight spot. Sanchez settling down and accurate with the football the last 4 throws.
Midway through the 2nd quarter. Actually needs 4 yards for the first. As they go empty and incomplete, looking for Holmes. Sanders on the coverage, and there is a flag. Looked like Holmes was signaling for a A flag call as the ball was whizzing by his head.
Pass interference. Number 36 defense. Hook and turn the receiver. First down, spot on a foul.
Never seen a player call for a flag so fast.
Well, they do it all the time. They're trained to do it. It's automatic. Short pass to the right. When he comes inside, well, I'll tell you why they threw it, Jim, because the receiver was turned. James Sanders, 36, pulls the receiver around. A little acting, too. Oh, absolutely.
But look how quick the hand goes up.
I know, but he did have him by the right arm headed pin. Good.
First and 10. And Green able to find 4 yards out of a tiny opening. Coming up, the Sprint halftime report. We'll go back to New York. JB will take us through it. Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cower. Our first half highlights and the latest NFL playoff news and information coming up on the Sprint halftime report.
Well, the game has settled down. The Jets have their confidence. They're starting to get some positive plays. Now they can call the next set of plays that go off of what they've done already today.
2nd and 6. It's Green again.
And most of all, they want to slow the pace of the game down. And I think Rex Ryan made that clear. If you slow it down, can you give Tom Brady, like they did last week to Peyton Manning, 1 or 2 less chances on the field? That's one. Hey, that's a motivation in itself why you want to run the football well.
It didn't feel that way in the first quarter, did it? Brady and the Patriots going up and down the field. But now in this second quarter, it's being played the Jets' way. 3rd and 4. And that's Holmes. Patriots say he didn't catch it. If he did, it's a first down. Ruling on the field as a catch.
Yeah, Bill Levy's looking. Okay, they signal first down. I tell you, the Patriots are uptight and all over the receivers. They expected, did he keep his hands on it? They expected this type of passing game from the Jets.
Oh, flag came out in time. Flag came out, the challenge flag just in time. It's Belichick stuffing it back in.
Patriots said they will try to run the ball, talking about the Jets offense, and throw it short.
New England is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed catch.
Here's what they're going to look at. Well, it was popping out, but he may have gotten both hands around it a second time. We'll see. We're back, and a play is being reviewed here. Be the difference between the Jets punting and the Jets having a first down.
Quick throw over the middle to Santonio Holmes. The ball comes loose. Watch when he rolls over. His right arm, it's there. And at that last bit, looks like, Jim, that he had his hand underneath the football. Rex, you didn't think he was going to lack confidence in this call?
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. New England will be charged their first timeout and first challenge.
I know one thing as I watch these plays.
Yeah, the Jets are looking at the video board.
Yeah, it's so big and so clear. You can get a great look at all these replays up there. But these Jet receivers, Jim, you know, when you're out there and somebody's right up in your face and they're bumping you, the man that's most physical is going to win. And they got to get away from these defenders by attacking them at the line of scrimmage.
Sanchez has hit his last 5 passes, has a first down from the New England 49. Green. And that's Dederick who brings him down. Picks up 5.
Yeah, good quick snap count by Mark Sanchez. And they have the extra lineman in there, Robert Turner. You know, Jets, they don't even fool around a lot of times. They bring in Turner, take out a tight end, and just go, okay, we're going to run the football. They did it last week against Indianapolis. They've done it during the year. And Turner's in there again this time, right next to Wayne Hunter.
2nd and 5. Down the field, and there were 2 Jet receivers down there. Edwards jumped up into the air. Holmes was behind that, and it's incomplete.
Nice play action fake. They make you think run with the extra offensive lineman. Time to throw. It is right on target.
I think Holmes might have caught it.
I think he would have too. There's somebody made a mistake.
Yep.
And I would think it's Braylon Edwards.
Sure. Does that go into the books under Edwards' column as a pass defensed? 3rd and 5. Protected. Tossed back by Fletcher. That's Keller with a gain of about 4. And no doubt about it, they instantly bring out Weatherford and the punt team for the Jets.
Yep, little different way of managing the football by the game by Rex Ryan when he was up here last time. Probably too aggressive in his decision making. I think this is a good call. I definitely would punt the football.
With 4 minutes to go in the half.
Oh, he kicked it
Weatherford
again.
Again, he did this last week 4 times all season long. He had 4 punts go into the end zone for touchbacks. Then he had 4 against the Colts last week and 2 in the first half here tonight.
For Steve Weatherford, he did a smart thing. He did not walk by Mike Westhoff, the special teams coordinator.
Kept his distance. On 1st down, a play action fake and an open Green Ellis. He's had a quiet, by and large, first half. After a big season, gain of 7, then Jarvis Green Ellis.
Yeah, what they were doing there, they were trying to go down the field. Anytime you see Tom Brady move the pocket just a little bit, drift to his right to get that extra second of protection, they're looking to throw it deep. That time, Bart Scott had Gronkowski covered down the field.
Top of the screen is the Revis matchup. Revis on Branch. 2nd and 3, and Woodhead. Again, what he does so well, he was able to somehow just squeeze through a couple of players. It's about a half-yard shy of the first.
He can get it done. Let's watch him. Danny Woodhead, nice cut. Is he small, and he can get so low. How are you going to just get a good shot on him to make the tackle? Look how far down there he is.
Well, I'm not sure about the spot. I'm telling you, they mark it. It looked like about a yard shy of what I thought. They're looking at the board here, and the crowd is imploring another challenge.
Yeah, but it's Bill Belichick's wasted one. You don't want to do it, I know. You don't want to do it here on a half yard. You got to be able to pick it up.
I was watching that replay. There was no elbow. Sneak. Brady's got it anyway. They marked that ball at the 29. And Brady so effective on the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, he's great at it, and he did the same thing again. There's a bubble to his left. In other words, no defensive lineman there. And the biggest thing of all, he's got all the little tricks. The quick snap count, goes on a long snap count to try to draw you offside. And they've been very efficient with their quarterback sneak all year long.
One more snap here before the 2-minute warning. Brady able to avoid a sack. Green Ellis bounces off a hit. Picks up about 4. 2-minute warning. The Jets lead at 7-3. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Coming out of the 2-minute warning and the Sprint halftime report coming up shortly. JB, Dan Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher. Latest playoff news. Patriots been held out of the end zone so far, but what will they do with 1:57 to go, down 7-3? Woodhead. Good piece of tackling by Eric Smith. Puts the Patriots in a 3rd down situation. 3rd and about 3.
Eric Smith has really been key for the New York Jets. Has played so well since he's come in for Jim Leonard, who got hurt. And when he was called into action, even in that 45-3 game, besides one pass interference call, played very well.
You know, Leonard got hurt just before that December 6th game. It's the first game they had to live with life without the very active safety in Jim Leonard. Just 2-3 days before that game. 3rd and 4. And Brady's throw incomplete. Lowry was on Gronkowski on the coverage.
Yeah, what they're doing again, they're chipping the receivers as they go in to rush, and they're backing off just enough where Tom Brady, they're trying to pick this time, thinking they're going to get him down the field. What a job by Lowry going over the top and getting in position to make the pass incomplete.
Brady's favorite targets, Branch without a catch, Welker only one. So the Jets will get the football back and with 3 timeouts. Mishap here. That's Chung picking it up. And Chung is decked at the 38-yard line.
Same thing that LaDainian Tomlinson did. I think he took his eyes off the football because he's trying to see where he wants to run.
So that was all by design. They go to Chung.
And they had it, Jim. He was going to go around the right side. There's not a person out there.
I think Eric Smith's presence really destroyed his confidence. Smith was in there so fast
that it was going to the outside. There's no doubt he took his eyes off the football. That's why he fumbled.
Wow. So
when you let guys handle the football in situations they're not used to, you can expect bad things.
Chung, who's been such a versatile player for Bill Belichick this year, the trickery by the Patriots backfires, and the Jets have it at the New England 37. And Tomlinson's taken off. Tomlinson to the 20. Gain of 17. Running right behind Nick Mangold. And Kyle Arrington of the Patriots down on one knee.
Stop the clock for an injured New England player. Therefore, they have to be charged their 2nd timeout.
So that will go against the Patriots, leaving them with 1. But the Jets have all 3 timeouts and have 50 seconds. So again, the last piece of the puzzle here. Green Bay and Chicago will play for the NFC Championship in Chicago next Sunday on Fox, and Pittsburgh will take on the winner of this one. Interesting. You look at the Patriots, the other 4 teams still alive. They've beaten them all this season. They beat those 2 on the NFC side. They beat the Jets, of course, here December 6th. They beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. But they're down in this one. Another carry for Tomlinson. Gets the edge, picks up 5.
I thought that's where the Jets would really focus more the running game on today to the outside. Wayne Hunter, right tackle. He freed him up on that play before by going across the formation and getting a really good block. But that last one from the outside, watch the right tackle come across. Boom, gets love. Well-designed play. The Jets always have a couple new runs to show the defense, especially New England. That was one of them.
2nd and 5. That hunts it. Ball's out, incomplete. Would have been a first down at the 9.
Well, Mark Sanchez throws it to the right side. He throws it inside because there's the defender waiting on him.
Ninkovich
just hits it hard, makes it come out.
Third down play. 3rd and 5 with 39 seconds in the half. Looking for Edwards. Has him at the 5, and Edwards takes a couple of Patriots in with him. Touchdown, New York. He carried Merriweather and McCourty all the way to the end zone.
Well, like the Patriots, we keep talking about matchups. That's what you want to do. That time, Mark Sanchez comes up to the line of scrimmage. He has Merriweather to the outside. And look at the space this time compared to what you're used to seeing. I'm sorry, it's Devin McCourty. Merriweather comes from the inside. Boy, he just shields his body on him, and McCourty cannot get through to knock the pass down. Extra point is good.
Braylon Edwards takes 2 Pro Bowlers with them to the end zone, and the Jets lead it by 11. We're back. Bill Belichick just having a word with Patrick Chung, I would imagine still about that botched fake punt attempt that set the Jets up at the New England 37.
You know, I learned that by a coach that told us in a meeting once. He goes, look, when you start giving the football to guys who are not used to handling it in certain situations, you just got to expect something to go wrong. And it did that time for the New England Patriots. Chung absolutely was looking to where he was going to run that football. That caused him to fumble it. And the Jets got fortunate to stop a first down problem.
33 seconds to go in the half. Will they try to do anything with it? Of course, they will be getting the second half kickoff. Talking about New England after deferring on the opening kick. Tate, dangerous, has it at the 11, has a full sprint going at the 40, and is down at the 45. Eric Smith again on the play. Very unpatriot-like what we're seeing here in this second quarter.
Calvin Pace gets that big arm up, causes the interception. Drop pass by Algie Crumpler. Bad execution on a fake punt.
Some of those miscues were in the first quarter, but they've been outscored. New England has 14-zip here in the second. One timeout to play with in 27 seconds. They go shotgun. Cromartie at the top of the screen on Brandon Tate. Able to reset the feet, throws, and a great grab by Branch. No, the ball comes out incomplete. That was Revis just muscling that out of the hands of Branch.
Boy, how about that? Darrelle Revis. Rex Ryan said he's never seen anybody like him ever in the NFL. I'm starting to kind of agree. A double move because Brady moves, and then he tries to throw it back shoulder before Revis can see it. And how about this? Go in there and fight for the football and knock it out. He's got a hold of that arm. Darrelle Revis, that's the thing that Rex Ryan said sets him apart. So strong against the receivers off the line of scrimmage.
No catches for Branch. Targeted twice. Woodhead trying to get something off a screen, and it's only a gain of 3. They tell the flag at the end of this. Mankins coming in and mixing it up with Revis.
I did not see who it's against.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 70 of the offense. 15-yard penalty, and the down counts. Third down.
It's a big one because when you're set in your midfield, you got a timeout. Who knows? Maybe you can set up a field goal try. Here he is at the end of the play after the whistle.
Yeah, still blocking. The whistle's blown many times. It's done. And Mankins, number 70.
On Cole. And Marquise Cole shoving him toward the sideline.
Looks like after that really good return, Patriots don't even get a chance really to take advantage of it.
They take a knee. And some unrest here at Gillette Stadium. That's the end of the first half. With the score, the New York Jets 14, the New England Patriots 3. And we'll be back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. Sanchez with a couple of touchdown passes. Brady having a hard go of it today. That Jeff defense responding. And you're watching the NFL on CBS. You're talking about on the Patriots, a team that had for 8 consecutive games gone over 30. They've got 3 at halftime. Here are the points of protection presented by Allstate. Quarterback has not been protected. Talking about Brady. They have not gotten to Sanchez once. Of course, last year in the playoffs, knocked out here in the wild card round. A Ravens rout it was on that day, and there we go again. Patriots have been on such a roll offensively, particularly the second half of the season. How surprised are you? Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, back here at Gillette Stadium. Phil?
Well, of course I'm surprised. First off, Tom Brady is probably getting good enough protection. The receivers are not getting open. Not trying enough passes, I think, to the outside guys. And the inside receivers not able to get the picks to get open.
Twice he's run back second half kickoffs this year for touchdowns, but not a chance. Tate is smothered by Ihedibo. So what are we looking for here for the second half in this ball game?
Well, we're looking for the adjustments for the New England Patriots offense. We don't say that too often during a year, but they got to find ways to throw the football outside. The Jets are taking their extra defenders and they're putting them in the middle, so they can't throw the short crossing routes, picking defenders. That's kind of how they beat the Jets the first time.
Well, that is something you never hear someone say about the Patriots having to adjust their offense. You're right.
Well, they need formations. Here's a good one to get a quick throw.
And they get over to Edelman. Edelman able to slip past a couple of early Jet defenders, and he is out to the 37, gain of 12. Welker threw a good block that time. Sanchez in that first half, 10 of 16, 101 and a touch. Brady 99 and a pick.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez threw 2 touchdowns in that first half.
Yeah, 2 touches. One to Edwards, one to Tomlinson. And it's Green Ellis. Past Sean Ellis, who eventually rides him down. A gain of 8.
Well, you talk about Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. He is such a hard worker. Comes to training camp, he's probably like 5th or 6th on the depth chart. And we asked him about it on Friday, and he says, look, I didn't worry about it. I just worked, took care of what I could control, which he's done, and it led to a 1,000-yard season for him.
He was not active last year in that playoff loss against the Ravens, so he's making his postseason debut. Third-year man from Ole Miss. 2nd and 2. Woodhead in the backfield. Run it again. Woodhead. Stopped a half-yard shy by David Harris.
Yeah, they definitely are. Well, when the Patriots throw the football, what the Jets are doing, they're taking their extra safety. One goes deep, the other one goes short, and they're looking to take care of the inside receivers, the tight ends, the running back. They're telling Antonio Cromartie and Darrelle Revis, you're on your own outside. We're going to take care of the inside.
3rd and 1. Green Ellis shakes off DeVito, but Bart Scott awaits. Scott and Harris jam him, and it's a loss of 1, and they are going to be forced to punt.
Yeah, but Mike DeVito, number 7, he comes right in there. He ruins the play. That slows it up. Ellis can't get any steam going to go through there. Sione Buha, Mike DeVito inside. We just don't talk about them enough. They kind of take care of the run game. That gives everybody else the freedom to make plays in the pass game.
Mesco to punt.
And, of course, Sean Ellis, too.
Patry back at the 11. This one takes a big New England bounce. Slater can't chase it down. Slater was running after it, as was Sergio Brown, and it ends up in a touchback. In a net of only 35 yards. They had a big opportunity to pin the Jets near the 1. Mark Sanchez and the Jets come to the line with the lead in the 3rd quarter. Trying to advance to the AFC Championship game and play at Pittsburgh next week. It's Holmes, and McCourty wrestles him down after 7. Sanchez now, he's been fighting a sore shoulder since playing at Pittsburgh December the 19th, but interestingly, he told us last night he had the best week since the injury.
Yeah, felt good, and that last play, Jim, illustrates a lot about this Jets offense. After they lost to the Miami Dolphins, we did the Pittsburgh Steelers game, and I said something to Rex Ryan, you got away from what you believe in. He says, absolutely, we're going to run the ball, play some good defense, and just be a little more precise in the pass game.
It's Green trying to get outside. And this is exactly what you were illustrating at the start of the day, what you thought the Jets had to do with the running game. That picks up an effective 5.
Well, let's just look at a couple of things that Sanchez has done today. Maybe a little nervous to start. That's understandable. Second year, but 2 pinpoint passes for touchdowns. I mean, it's, you know, we talk about him, and I do it too. We all fall into the trap. Second year, 3 playoff wins already.
1st and 10. And that's Green out to the 39. Talking about Sanchez, just his 2nd career game. He beat New England and ended a Jet 8-game home losing streak to the Patriots. And he won again this year at home against New England before, of course, they all got throttled here December 6th.
That last play starts to the right, cuts back to the left, because Matt Slauson, the Brickashaw Ferguson, so athletic at left tackle, he can get the blocks so you can cut back those runs his way.
2nd down and 5. That pass incomplete. Bouncing off the fingertips of Holmes. McCourty on the coverage.
And the one thing that this Patriots defense has done, I think so far, the coverage, they're keeping it tight on these short passes. McCourty again. You know, Mark Sanchez, you have to be careful when you're throwing from the right hash all the way to the right sideline.
Crowd getting vocal here for a 3rd down play by its Patriots defense. What will they do? The run is stopped. Only a yard with Tomlinson.
Well, they just ran right into the teeth of the defense. You know, they're hoping that the defense is going to be back and played a little safe. No such luck. They continued the same process that we've seen all day. They had the extra guy inside. That draw play to LaDainian Tomlinson had no chance.
Edelman to return the punt. Their last game, he had a franchise record 94-yard punt return for a touchdown against the Dolphins. He's going to try to run this one. Got a jet on him right away. It's Marquise Cole with the coverage downfield. 41-yard punt held to 1 yard on the run back. Brady comes back out, down 11. 3rd quarter. Brady and the Patriots start this drive at the 20. Green Ellis behind Mankins. Picks up a couple right into the arms of Calvin Pace, who was nicked in that first half.
I'd take a guy and split him way out to the side, put him to the sideline and say, Darrelle Revis, go cover him so we can just get you out of the game. I would not challenge Revis down the field. Now, if you want to get it down the field, I would challenge Antonio Cromartie. I've watched Brandon Tate, Wes Welker, Cromartie, taller, little tougher. Sometimes you can at least get by him off the line of scrimmage.
Branch still without a catch at the top of the screen.
Just playing the same defense, everybody in the middle.
It's coming over to Edelman with Brady out front blocking on Poole. Picks up a 1st down. Jason Taylor slow to get up.
Yeah, the Danny Woodhead so close to the quarterback. That's a big alert that it's going to be snapped to him, but it doesn't matter if you even see it. The reverse, well designed and executed very well by the Patriots.
I think Taylor shaken up on the hit by his own teammate. Scott coming in. Got a good hit on him.
Tom Brady down the field, leading the way. Good enough. You know, you look at when I look at the Patriots, though, what has gone on in this game so far? They need some easy throws, Jim. I think you can put formations out there that makes the Jets defense back off. When they bunch them up, the Jets are going to back off because they don't want to get somebody picked and have somebody wide open.
1st down, Brady steps into this one. Way down the field, incomplete. That was Brandon Tate with Cromartie and Poole both back deep for the Jets.
The two guys that were involved in the long pass play last week. Tom Brady, good job in the pocket, steps up, gives it the time, and almost gets it far enough down there. Nice release. How about that by Brandon Tate? I think you can get by Cromartie every once in a while off the line of scrimmage.
Well, you foreshadowed that by just a couple of plays. You thought they might try that, but that was the attempt.
The difference is Cromartie, once you get by him, he can catch up. And he's at least 6'2" with long arms. That makes it tough to throw it deep down the field.
Second down at 10. Collapsing in, Brady, ball's out. Ball is out. Crumpler in the mix. Buha had a play on the recovery at first. It's New England football. Crumpler got beat here by Pace.
Tom Brady, watch his right arm. It gets hit. Oh, boy, it gets it right to the elbow. The second look, the difference in this Jets pass rush today, Buha, Calvin, Pace, been in a lot of situations. Man, that's dangerous to a thrower's arm. But when he takes that second look, trying to find the next guy that's open, the Jets working hard, just keep plowing straight ahead. They are getting to him.
Big recovery by Green Ellis.
It's the coverage once again that leads to the sack.
3rd and 22. Here comes the blitz. It's Hernandez.
And look where Tom Brady is, on the ground.
This time it was David Harris who knocked him down after the throw.
You know, somebody says, hey, we got to get pressure on somebody. He's not as effective then. No kidding. No, that's just a fall down. But the coverage, the fact that it was a blitz, Tom Brady knows he's been getting hit. That'll make any quarterback a little hesitant.
You were talking about halftime adjustments for the Patriots offense. Haven't seen a whole lot different action here with 2 series in the 3rd quarter as Mesco. This one bounces away from Cromartie, who came close to touching it.
That was a last-second good decision. He wanted to pick it up.
50-yard punt. Brady checks out the arms, not getting a lot of time to exercise it. Only 49 yards for the Patriots since the 1st quarter. Jets with the ball and the lead. And the completion to Green. Mayo and Cunningham hold them to 9 yards. Relive every game of the 2010 NFL season, including the playoffs, online and in HD with NFL Game Rewind. Sign up today, NFL.com/Game Rewind, or search NFL Game Rewind.
You know, that last play, the Jets trying to go deep. It's not there. He dumped the football very quickly. Sanchez, that's the difference now. Early in the year, he'd keep holding on, hoping somebody would come open deep down the field, and he'd get sacked.
2nd and about a foot. They go with Green. And Patriots close in on him. Maybe lost a half a yard. Brandon Spikes and others around the football there. Spikes just back in action after a 4-game suspension.
Well, look at the defenders along the line of scrimmage. Well, I knew it. I couldn't tell when I was watching it live. Vince Wilfork, though, was in there along with Spikes. Like I said, you try to run away from Wilfork, you just never know where he's going to line up.
3rd and 1. Up the middle and getting the first. Sean Green. Needed 1, got 4.
Good combination. LaDainian Tomlinson and Sean Green. Oh, that was nice. He waited. And how about Logan Mankins, Brandon Moore inside, and Matt Slauson pulling around, getting a good block. But Sean Green, absolutely the more powerful of the two.
Sean Green with that huge postseason run last year as a rookie. Had a nice game last week against the Colts. Couple of big plays here today. And 1st down, to go back to him. 2nd-year man out of Iowa takes it to the Patriots side, down to about the 43, running behind Tony Richardson.
Yeah, an excellent call that time. They've been running right. Now the little counter run to the left. And look at the hole that is open. DeBrickashaw Ferguson just washes his guy down, and Tony Richardson gets a kick out. Doesn't even really have to do it because the defense is full. Again, Matt Slauson just in the way of the linebacker, allows the space for Sean Green to get that run.
Pretty impressive seeing a 16-year man like Richardson just hopping over into the right spot and creating a lane for the running back. Tomlinson now in the backfield, gets the first down handle. He takes it for 4.
I mean, I just look at it this way. We talked about how the Jets wanted to play. Now they're getting to what they really want to be. They did it last week, Jim. Run the football, slow this game down. Their defense is sitting on the side. Tom Brady's on the other.
And we're inside of 5 minutes to go in the third. Second down and 6 at the Patriots 38. Sanchez goes sideline, and that was in the area. Tomlinson.
Tight coverage again. You know, nice safe time to throw. 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6. And look at where he wants to throw, the slant down here at the bottom. McCourty's all over it. Then he just has to throw it away towards LaDainian Tomlinson. Devin McCourty is all over the receiver to his side. He gave up a touchdown to Braylon Edwards just because he kind of overplayed. He had him so well covered, Edwards just kind of shielded him off to catch him.
And the Patriots defense get the Jets off the field, 3rd and 6. Ninkovich comes in, Sanchez throws, and the pressure influenced that pass too high in the area of Kachuri.
Tight coverage, pressure defense, blitz by the Patriots. Ninkovich is down on the field. They're bringing 5 guys, keep him in the pocket. Ninkovich makes the hit. And there is nobody open. First off, not time and no space.
Ninkovich made a big play there to influence the incompletion, and he's in pain at midfield, and we got a timeout. MetLife Blimp with our aerial coverage of the Jets and Patriots in this divisional playoff game, which finds the Jets in punt formation now. Can Rutherford deliver the goods this time? A little pooch punt. Welker back for the Patriots. Wow. And that one, where will they mark it? Going up the sideline past the 15. And right at the 20. Same thing as a touchback. 18 yards net, that's it. Rob Ninkovich is going inside. He was hit by his own teammate inadvertently. Fletcher hit him, and he obbles in. Patriots from the 20 with 4:04 to go, 3rd quarter. Amazingly held to only a field goal, have not been in Jets territory since the opening quarter. Brady's going to change that right here as Gronkowski has it down to the New York 42. 37 yards on the hook up to the rookie tight end.
Yeah, Dwight Lowry's on him. It's just a nice move right to the inside. Dwight Lowry lets him go inside because he has help in there, but it's too far away to get over there.
Longest catch of Gronkowski's career. Woodhead tripped early, able to get a yard out of it. Sean Ellis.
Sean Ellis. What did we talk about on Friday, Jim? I said, boy, Sean Ellis, he's got to be the maddest guy on either team, because what happened in that first game, and he is getting some redemption today.
Well, Sean Ellis is actually connected to Bill Belichick being the Patriots coach. When Bob Kraft brought Belichick after that one-day stint as the head coach of the Jets, there were compensation picks, a 1, a 4, and a 7. The first-round pick that Mr. Kraft paid for that went to the Jets ended up being the pick the Jets used to draft Sean Ellis. 2nd and 9, and it's Ellis running after Brady.
Oh, that's grounding.
The area, there is no intentional grounding.
It was Woodhead in the area, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Woodhead is on the ground. Good call. Did not see him laying down there. You're right. I'm looking for the guy he's trying to throw the screen to.
Well, it's at the 42 here, Phil.
It's about ready to really tell Bill Levy, hey, you're wrong.
Kenny Woodhead, sometimes a hard guy to find out there on the field, partner. I'll cut you some slack.
Here it is. Look at the Jet defense. Only one person now, a couple down with their hand on the ground.
3rd and 9. Spin around move by Branch, and his first catch leads to a first. A much needed first down play for the Patriot offense picks up 12. He escaped Eric Smith.
The blitz is coming from Tom Brady's right, so immediately he's going to go to the other side. Deion Branch against Eric Smith. Eric Smith is there. He just overcommits and misses the tackle.
Woodhead comes to the near side. He's got Cromartie on him. 5'6", 5'7" Woodhead, 6'4", if you will, Cromartie defending. On first down, Brady looks middle. Has a wide open Branch. He's down at the 14, right in front of Revis.
Yeah, the formation really had the Jets there. They were back playing extremely soft. Darrelle Revis, top of the screen. He's just protecting the deep third. So when Branch goes across the middle, he thinks, well, where are the linebackers? Where's the extra safety? They're not there.
First down at the 14.
Good timeout by the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets stop it. With 1:36 to go, third quarter. And the Patriot offense coming back to life at last.
Well, the Jets, one time in the first half during the timeout, we looked at each other and said the Jets should have used one because they were disorganized. The Patriots offense going at a pace where they couldn't line up.
Well, they used one here.
Bunch to the left. Looks like a screen.
On first down, bubble screen it is, and a flag first. Jason Taylor, who had been hurt earlier in this series, back out there.
False start. Number 72 offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Matt Light, left tackle, has a false start because it's a screen to the left. He's the left tackle. He wants to get out and lead the blocking. Well, just a little lean back. No, he's not even getting out there. He's going to protect. There's nobody there to protect from. I do like it. Tom Brady said that formation would give the Jets trouble. It has. I don't think they've used it enough.
Now first and 15. They'll go to the ground. Green Ellis shakes off some hits and barrels ahead down to the 9. Big time piece of running by Ben Jarvis. Green Ellis for 10.
Yeah, he's just a tough runner, and by that, he's not looking to break it. He does the right things. Good footwork. Wow, how about that? In, out, in, out. But he's always leaning forward. That's the one thing that you notice about him. And, Jim, you know it. That's why the Patriots love him. It's not about the running game up here. It's about doing this run well enough so they can throw the football.
That's the longest run of the day by a New England running back. They had a couple of big gainers by Tate and Edelman that were longer than that 10-yard run. 2nd and 5, and Brady throws across the middle, and he's got Welker to the 2. Getting banged around down there by Eric Smith, but it picks up the 7 and the 1st.
Yeah, it happened so quick. Eric Smith can't get in there and make the play. I mean, Tom Brady saw it and threw it hard to Wes Welker. Oh, wow, what was that flying off those helmets?
Again, Wes Welker did not start the game as he normally would, as Bill Belichick benched him due to some comments he made earlier in the week. First and goal, and Brady, it's all set up with the time. No one open, now throws, and he's got the open man indeed. It's Algie Crumpler for the touchdown. How about that? Phil Crumpler had a short touchdown in that first quarter that changed all kinds of things early. This time he snags it for their first touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you know, again, it's the protection so good. Brady moves out of the pocket. I've seen it so many times this year. The receivers very adept at moving once they're covered.
They're going to go for 2 with 13 seconds to go in the third quarter. This is a little earlier than you normally like to see it.
Yeah, if it was me making a decision, I would say no. Just because you're moving the football, the Jets are moving it.
after an 80-yard drive. Can they get within a field goal? Morris shifts in right next to Brady. It's a direct snap to Morris. Sammy Morris is in for the two-point conversion.
Well, they had to play ready for that situation. You're going to do it. Do something differently.
It's interesting. They came out and they lined him up wide to the right. He had Cromartie on him, and then they shipped him right next to
Tom
Brady.
Yes. Yeah, nice job. Made sure the catch. And look at the defense. All of them are standing very high, expecting pass, and they have no chance against the run blocking on this play.
Morris has been a short yardage specialist a number of times this year, not scored a touchdown, and they go with him on this case, his first points of the year, and it's a 14-11 game.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the numbers. So if the Jets would have kicked the field goal, that still would have only put them at 8 points, one possession, if the Patriots would have failed on that two-point try. That was what we saw early in the game, Jim, from the Patriots the first 2 times they had the football. Formations, pace of play.
What do you think this is all about?
Well, I'm sure it's something they like what they did, making an adjustment to whatever they saw on the field. Bill O'Brien, the offensive coordinator. Don't hear his name much, but I don't care how good the players are. You need a coach to put them in position to really show off their talents. He has done that this year with this Patriots offense.
Cromartie's had a couple of good returns in this game. Again, pinch hitting for Brad Smith. Graham's kick. It's not deep. It's to the 10. Slater waits for Cromartie. And they reduce this one to just a 16-yard run back. The son of Hall of Famer Jackie Slater making the play there.
Wow, I didn't know I'd been there that long.
You're a part of it, man. Part of the history. With 8 seconds to go, third quarter. Sanchez, Kellett makes a good grab. It's a gain of 4. Close out the third. 14-11 Jets with 1 quarter to go. Back after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Jets, Patriots. He is sacked for the 3rd time.
That's what you want to do.
What a catch by LT. Looking for Edwards. Touchdown, New York. It's Algie Crumpler for the touchdown. And 1 quarter to go at Gillette Stadium. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms here. And the Jets will be starting the 4th with a 2nd and 6. Patriots fresh off their first touchdown drive of the game, plus a 2. Even distribution for the Jets so far. What will they call here to start the 4th? Shotgun, looking down the field, wide open. It's Cotchery. Nice cut. Cotchery with Keller in front. And down the sideline, Cotchery still on his feet. He had a huge game here in a wild card playoff game 4 years ago, including a 77-yard touchdown. He's made another big play here.
Well, you know, I looked at it. One of the few times today, Cotchery over here, few times today the Patriots haven't been up playing tight man-to-man coverage. I was going to say, when are they going to show us a play that helps a receiver get free down the field? And what a play by Cotchery. Mark Sanchez spotted the right guy, put the football on the money.
It's 58 yards in all to start the 4th.
You know, Jim, what confuses me, the Patriots have absolutely been fantastic against the wide receivers staying with them.
Green. Wilfork there. Cunningham also, one of the rookie linebackers out of Florida. Kyle Love, the 3rd to get there.
It could have been Love. I'm not sure. They're both like the biggest human beings you could ever walk by.
Well, they've had to change that whole defensive front. Ron Brace recently IR'd. Mike Wright going out.
And they've done it. You listen, for the missing all the players they are missing on the defensive line, they have done a good job today up front.
3 receivers to the left. That last play lost 1. Second down 11.
Uncovered.
3 again. Down to the 8. Chung holds on at that point to end the play after a gain of 7.
Yeah, Patrick Chung, number 25. Going to come in and make the tackle. But Bill Belichick said probably the most versatile player on a team. That's a good job. Chung just came right off. Was not going to be picked or get in trouble, and finds the receiver inside.
Got to get to the 3 for a first. Third down snap. Sanchez to the end zone over Arrington, and touchdown New York, Santonio Holmes.
That was an unbelievable catch. Even as far away as we are, it looked like he got both feet down.
You saw Arrington looking down like, is it possible he got both feet down? There's no space back there.
Makes the catch. Knee looks like it was inbounds too. Gosh, almost like the Super Bowl. Yes, that right knee is absolutely inbounds. That is a touchdown. What a drive by the Jets. Mark Sanchez, the throws right on target.
3 touchdown passes by Sanchez to 3 different receivers. Extra point good. The lead is 10. What a response by the Jets. The long play to Kotchery. The grab by Holmes in the corner. Jets lead it 21-11 in the 4th. We're back 2 minutes into the 4th quarter. Santonio Holmes, a past Super Bowl MVP, trying to get his team to Pittsburgh next week, where he go against his old bunch. They hold on and win this one. Tate has to backpedal a yard deep, and he is swamped by Westerman at the 18. For those of you expecting to see 60 Minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS. Jets and Patriots. Jim Nance on the scene with Phil Simms. And our production team, Lance Barrow and Mike Arnold. 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately after the game, except on the West Coast, will it be seen at its regularly scheduled time.
Not that this means anything, but we talked about the Jets did change their uniforms from that 45-3 game. You know, they tried to get a little better karma, so they came up here in green pants today instead of white.
Just mixing things up after the debacle of December the 6th. Did you believe in that kind of thing when you were a player, really?
Hey, man, you believe in anything. You think it helps, you do it.
Woodhead on first down.
You know, Jim, it's funny what you will believe in. And we talked to the Jets last night, and after we came away, we both said they really, it was no just talk. They were giving facts and talking about the game. They thought they could turn this thing completely around. And so far, well, of course, they're right no matter what happens here the rest of the game.
Well, you just kept wondering, how can they remove the stench of that last performance? And you were convinced that somehow they had been able to, like, let it go. 2nd and 6. And Woodhead, second straight carry, ball is out, and the Jets is right there as Coleman. And a Patriot player also.
Did the Patriots go in there and get it away, because the Jet defender did fall on it.
Mankins is in the pile for New England. And a recovery by the Patriots. That is a huge break. Coleman for a minute looked like he had a clean shot at it.
He did. A good, who makes the hit? Mike DeVito in another play. David Harris, oh, DeVito knocks it out.
There's a couple of recoveries by the Patriots offense. This one by Mankins. Green Ellis in the 3rd quarter would have set the Jets up really close to the red zone. Instead, it's a 3rd and 1 for New England.
Well, I couldn't tell right there. When a fumble is like that and so many people around, you fall on it. You don't try and pick it up.
first down catch. Welker. Cromartie was trying to defend, gains 8.
Jets were not even going to mess around with trying to run the football. If they'd have ran it up inside, it'd have been tough. Jets playing a run defense all the way. And again, those formations, there is just so much traffic, hard to stay tight to receivers, especially on short passes.
Third catch of the game for Welker. Branch has a couple, both in this half. On first down, pocket sealed. Brady up top and over the head of Crumpler, who believes he was held. No flag. Poole was the defender that Crumpler is calling into question.
Now, there's a lot going on. Crumpler here going up the field, and it's hitting a lot of guys. But what has happened, the receivers are all crossing each other, so the defenders are running into each other, and and one of them just ran into Algie Crumpler. Even though it wasn't a guy covering him, Jim, that still is pass interference.
No call with 10:45. Woodhead. So about the 40, and it's Taylor and Poole on the tackle. Brady's last drive in sync. The big play to Gronkowski for 37. Branch twice.
The third down play, the short pass is over the middle. And of course, the excellent protection. Jets all over the play. They just had too much time to throw.
It's a third down. Doesn't seem too much of an urgent atmosphere out here with the clock approaching 10 minutes. Still plenty of time, but it's quiet, and it's a crucial third down. Pick up Eric Smith on a blitz, and they hit Branch for a first down. Branch, they'll tell you about him being a great route runner, and he was actually able to get the inside position on Revis for 8.
But what they do, Deion Branch to the left of your screen is going to go across the field, stop, reverse, and go back. Darrelle Revis, that's about as good as you can cover it. It takes quite a while for it to happen. Man, I don't know why Deion Branch is yelling at Rex Ryan.
First down, Green Ellis. Trevor Price, one of those in on the hit. Triple header action next Saturday here on CBS. On our 30th road to the Final Four, you'll see teams from the Big Ten, the SEC, the Big East, Pac-10, Big 12, including Texas and Kansas in the late slot here on CBS Sports next weekend. AFC Championship weekend it is. Second and 7 near the 50. Woodhead just hugging the ground all the way to the first down for 8.
Yeah, this is just, you know, you got to think on the defensive side. Nice block up the field by Dan Connolly, the right guard. Sebastian Vollmer, the right tackle, pushes his guy all the way across the formation, and they had that little bunch route to the right. Defense worries about the pass.
Woodhead again, and he backs his way for another 7 in a drive that's approaching now 5 minutes long.
Yeah, time could be a problem. Not yet. Patriots showing tremendous patience.
Boy,
just running the football. You know, Jim, why not? They're not getting people wide open, so you got to be thinking, we don't want to be caught. One blitz, get caught, get hit, get sacked, game could be over.
Passing game, though, worked so efficiently the last time the offense had it, but the ground game is getting them to this point at the Jets' 35-yard line. 2nd and 3, and a flag brings this one to a halt.
You know, I'm not a lip reader, but did Bill Belichick say throw
False
it?
start. Number 84, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Might be saying it right there.
Oh, yeah, outside, Deion Branch. I'm looking inside. I couldn't hear the number. And good voice inflection by Tom Brady.
They called another running play.
Yeah, I think that's why Bill Belichick was yelling. He wanted a pass play.
From the 40, here it is to Welker. And Welker to the 31 and a gain of 9.
They're as good as anybody in football. They haven't worked it as well today. These quick screens to the outside. Wes Welker, Drew Coleman, there's not much you can do. He defensed it well.
Branch was down there trying to throw a block and also did a little more jawing to that Jet sideline. So it's a first down at the 31. And Woodhead is stuffed. Sean Ellis.
He just threw that blocker right off. Sean Ellis to the right. Dan Connolly on him, the right guard. They're thinking, looks like Dan Connolly expected the run to go outside. So when the cutback comes, Sean Ellis just throws him right away and gets the tackle.
The drive now that's over 6.5 minutes. Down 10. On 2nd and 10. Ellis coming after Brady. Shakes it off. Now he ducks and he is decked.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all the sacks today. Sione Buha, the little dance. But most of the sacks, Jim, besides the one blitz, they're because the coverage down the field. You're Tom Brady. Who are you going to throw it to? Gronkowski's who he wanted to throw to, but he's covered. Mark Sanchez, he knows we're getting down to where just one big play can win the game for your team.
They have sacked Brady 5 times, and it's a new Jet record. Ellis will sit this snap out. Trevor Price in for him, 3rd and 13. 13th play of this drive. He's got the time. The coverage must be superb. Brady still waiting. Now throws incomplete. Now do you try a 52-yard field goal? It's a 2-score game.
Hey, look, this Jets team, watch the coverage down the field. Guys are making their second moves. He doesn't want to throw it to Wes Welker. That doesn't get you the first down. Everybody in position. If he does throw it, they can make the tackle short of the first down. Defense, they stay in their lanes a little. They're probably exhausted. But that is incredible by the Jets defense.
We got an injury timeout for the Jets, and it's Revis down on one knee near the sideline. 5:18 to go, and the Patriots still have the offense on the field. 4th down coming up. Big reset here, 4th and 13. Revis has to sit out the play unless the Jets call the timeout, which they don't. So he's replaced by Ihedibo. Kyle Wilson also in there. They're going to bypass a 52-yard field goal. The Patriots down 2 scores.
Slight wind into him, Jim. That's why they're turning it down and going for it.
4th and 13, and Brady's pass is incomplete. He was going to Branch. Cromartie on the coverage. And the Jets take over on downs with 5:15 remaining. Jets football leading by 10.
Well, Tom Brady, 4th and 13. It's a blitz. It's picked up. Deion Branch is open for the first down, but because it's a blitz, he hurries it just a little bit. If he'd have waited, he could have thrown that football, been right on target, and the Patriots would have got a first down.
Patriots had the football for more than half the quarter. They had it for 7:45. Again, they weren't playing with great speed or urgency, and they end up with nothing. As Green goes up the middle for a couple. Jerry Guyton on the tackle. Patriots, as we hit the 5-minute mark, with 3 timeouts.
Well, you know, Jim, of course they knew time is a factor and all that in that drive, but it shows you what the Jets defense has done today. They wanted to run the football because they thought that gave them the best chance for success.
Sure. This is the end of that last play, and that's Sanchez getting a shove by Wilford.
Well, Vince Wilfork says, hey, this is our area down here, big boy. Get down there with the big guys, you're going to get hit.
2nd and 8, and Green to the 40. Obviously, they do call the running plays. They think it gives them the best chance to advance it, but Subway postgame show's coming up right after the game, and we'll head back to New York. JB, Dan Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher. The previous series, though, he was that really quick, with alacrity, moving down the field, and Brady involving Branch and Gronkowski and all those pass plays, and I guess adjustments by the Jets defense is what you're saying when they saw it at the line.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. You got a good point. I'm not going to argue if they hurry up. Maybe that gets the Jets disorganized again, gives them some matchups, but also the counter to that is you make a mistake because you're going fast, the game could have been over.
Well, 3rd and 4. Will the Jets keep the football for this? Nope, not any longer than that. 3 and out, loss of 1 with Tomlinson. And a timeout called by New England with 3:42 to go. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms with 3:42 to go, and the Jets about to punt the football back to New England.
Yeah, I thought the Jets series, if you want to complain about their 3 runs up the middle, then I say don't. They got a 10-point lead. There's under 4 minutes to go, and you built your team on the premise we're about defense. Well, put it on them. See if they can get it done.
Weatherford. Edelman stepping up. He's got running room. Edelman taken off to the 40, to the 50. The punter brings him down at the 42. That gives the Patriots life in Jet territory.
Well, Weatherford finally gets a nice punt off, and Dwight Lowry is past Edelman so far that he doesn't have to worry about making a fair catch. And look at that, the lane is open. I don't even see like good blocks. The Jets are just out of the lanes. They didn't spread the field. Edelman takes it right up the lane.
41-yard run back after a 44-yard punt. Patriots with 2 timeouts and 3.5 to play. And they work the middle with Welker near first. Revis, who set out that 4th down play, is back in. He's at the bottom of the screen on Branch. 2nd and a yard. Taylor coming in on Brady. Gets it away in time for the first to Woodhead. Gain of 4.
Well, here's that hurry up you want, Jim. Bart Scott down on the field.
Again, a Jet injury will slow down that hurry-up attack of the Patriots. Injury timeout. Bart Scott's left calf getting a rub down. That's what happened on the tackle with Woodhead. Almost looked like a trip to me.
Well, it could have been. He threw that right leg out there. I thought that was the one that was hurt, but they're working on his left.
Let's see if he comes back in after 1 play. So the Patriots back to the line at the 30. He has to sit out 1 unless the Jets call the timeout. Which they're in a hurry up, and that's the way you slow him down. Stay on the field for a while. Gronkowski's to the 18. Bart Scott's running back out there. I picked up 12.
Well, the Jets absolutely playing it safe. But playing it safe, it's 10 yards to throw.
Didn't have time for a defensive shift change. They urged him back to the sideline. First down. Brady guns it short of Branch.
Well, that time they did. They changed up, played some tight man-to-man coverage. That's why Tom Brady basically had to throw it away. Here's Tom Brady. They've been playing it soft. Now this time they're going to go up and challenge him. Pretty good coverage.
2:25 to go.
Well, you look at this, Jim, sooner or later, the Jets are going to send a blitz to try to catch him off guard.
Taylor trying to get the edge. Brady's pass incomplete.
I would think Tom Brady all year, well, I know this, I don't even have to see statistics. He's probably thrown more footballs away today than he has all year long. He might have thrown more away today than all year long combined. And, you know, he's just throwing this. There's nobody open. He looks down the field, doesn't like it. You don't know where the defenders are behind you. Throw it in the ground real quick.
It was Jason Taylor so close to him, influencing the pass. Taylor has gotten to Brady the second most times of any player. Aaron Schobel sacked Brady the most. 3rd and 10. Of course, field goal would still help the cause if you're a Patriot fan. And Walker is wrestled down. That's Coleman on the hit. Can they get the field goal up before the 2-minute warning? We're running out here with Graham trying to save a play. Snap, not in time. Missed it by a half second. Whoa. Would have missed the kick. It hit the right upright and came back. 2-minute warning first. We're going to come back with Shane Graham. 35-yard field goal attempt. We could bring the Patriots within 7.
Well, Jim, the big thing is if he makes it, first off, credit to the defense of the New York Jets. Their coverage, it's the game. That's the story of the game so far. If the Patriots make it to the onside kick, or do they kick it deep, hoping to get one more possession, probably around their own 40.
Nick Falk missed one in this game going in the same direction earlier. Graham got a little test run there right before the 2-minute warning, and this time he drills it. 1:57 to go in a 7-point game.
So if you kick it off, there's a kick, nice hold. It's a swish right down the middle. But Jim, if you kick it off deep to the Jets, they're going to be waiting for the onside kick. You should be able to pin them back if you do. And then you have 2 timeouts. The Jets are going to run the football because they're going to make the Patriots use those timeouts. And if it goes according to the plan, you can get the ball back. Let's think positively. Somewhere around your own 40 with a little over a minute to go, needing a touchdown. What would you do?
Well, it sounds like you're leaning, go ahead and kick it away. Most fans would think the other way. You got a compelling argument there. Your defense just saw him come at you with 3 running plays and stopped them.
Yeah, do you like that chance? If you onside kick and you don't get it, now you're going to have to drive down the field with a minute to go, really backed up.
Looking down on the field at the Jets. Cromartie's up front. Ihedibo, Poole, Eric Smith, Dustin Keller, Tony Richardson, Cotchery. Now Revis comes off the sideline late.
Well, this is why you practice. We were out here Saturday, and they were working on onside kicks for an hour. So I would think they're going to use one of those right here. Look for the one straight up the middle where the kicker tries to recover it.
McKnight is the only Jet back, and he's near the 20. Graham. Right up the middle, and ball still free. It got past the first wave, and the Jets have it. It's Cromartie with the recovery and pushed out of bounds near the 20-yard line. That ball was sitting out there for the taking. It looked like Revis had the first touch at it. Phil, you called it. It was right down the kicker's alley.
Right down the middle. It went 10 yards. The Patriots had blockers in front, so the ball was going to stay free. Boy, risky play by Cromartie, though.
Picking it up. Comes right at Revis.
Oh, he goes to get it.
Hernandez collides with him.
Yep, so he can't, and that's legal because that football was already 10 yards when Hernandez ran into Darrelle Revis.
Now the Jets have the football at the New England 20. From Green into the arms of Wilford. Gain of 4. And the timeout at 1:46.
Wow, look at that. Including since 2001. No team, Indianapolis, New England.
Of course, how many have had a chance?
Well, not many. That's right.
Schedule's got to fall that way.
And you got to most likely, yeah. Well,
but the point is really, how about Manning and Brady back-to-back weeks?
That's saying something. Now, listen, got to give a lot of credit to Rex Ryan. What they did last week against Peyton Manning, that was a change of philosophy for their defense. And I've even asked Rex, what did I ask him last night? Is it hard for you to sit over there and not call those blitzes because that's what you're known for and you love, and you can hit the quarterback? And he laughed and said, no, I do whatever I think we need to do to win.
course, if the Patriots defense, this is their only hope now. If they can find a way to stop them, Jets would clinch it with a field goal. Nick Falco, of course, missed one earlier. That's not even going to be a case now because Green is taking it home. Touchdown, New York.
Well, we got a penalty on there for excessive celebration, I think. Oh, well, don't wonder.
Yeah, baby.
He's right
All the way to the end zone.
That is a good run by Sean Green.
The touchdown is good. After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 23 of the scoring team. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Well, it's the only
15
chance.
yards.
This sounds bizarre. You're down 2 touchdowns. The only chance now, really, that the Patriots had anyway. In a lot of ways, you're going to have a chance to get the football in your hands. I've never understood the absurdity of all this self-aggrandizing. Now you're going to cost your team 15 yards on the kick. You're going to give Brady and his unit a chance here to do a little something with 1 timeout to go.
Well, you just cover the kick like you didn't get a 15-yard penalty. I got to say this. There's a time to celebrate. Jim, that was it. And you can't control yourself sometimes. What a job by the Jets. You know, not all the talk this week, all that. You know, it took away from the game. It really did. To the outside, Sean Green, the block, Tony Richardson, wow. And then Sean Green, so fast and strong, just goes by Gerard Mayo for the touchdown.
How about Sean Green in the playoffs?
Yeah,
for the second straight year.
Yeah, last year, going through the playoffs in Indianapolis, he got hurt. That really hurt their chances of winning.
Watch Rex Ryan now. Let's see how fast he can run.
He's limping, yeah.
Well, I tell you,
he's got a cramp like some of the other Jets defenders.
hamstring issue or something. We'll kick off from the 15-yard line. And by the way, we have the same score as week 2 right now when the Jets beat the Patriots.
Well, they did change up, and the defense is dramatically different from the last time they played. And also, I think the Jets offense, they knew what to expect, and they just hung in there and they fought. I think that's the best thing to say about the Jets offense today.
At the Subway post-game show with JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Coward, they'll recap their take on this game. And they'll have all the latest playoff news and information, and it's coming up on the Subway post-game show.
But you just go back to everything. I know it's repetitive, but it's the pass coverage of the Jets.
They kick off from the 15. Brandon Tate trying to cut it outside. And that is a good tackle by Eric Smith. Start at the 41. Jets, Steelers, playoffs. Now, everyone will remember this game. Divisionals back in 04. You had the Doug Bryan field goal that would have won the game. Jeff Reed in overtime gave the Steelers the victory.
Well, we did the game down there this year. It was a terrific game, I thought.
Just December 19th.
Just what you'd expect from the Jets, their style, along with the Steelers.
Woodhead gets past Harris, gets past another Jet, Ihedibo, and he's at the 50.
And you know, I tell you, the Jets, their corners, Cromartie and Darrelle Revis, that's just the fact that they can do such a tremendous job outside.
Brady steps up, fires this one. What a hit. Smith, Dex, Welker, who holds on, and they get ready to reset.
I'm just going to say the fact that they do so well outside, it is freeing up the extra defender or 2 defenders to stay inside and stop the short passing game. That's what really hurt the Patriots.
Now inside of a minute to go. And Woodhead thought about cutting outside, getting out of bounds. They still have 1 timeout and picked up 14. And there's the timeout with 46 seconds.
Well, you know, that you never say, you hang in there, you play it to the end, score, and you still get to try the onside kick if you score fast enough. And, you know, there's one thing too. People are going to say, well, the Patriots, they beat them so bad, they probably weren't ready to play. They were ready. We've been up here for a few days. This team was focused. They thought this was their opportunity. As Tom Brady said, a great opportunity to win another Super Bowl this year. They've been getting better as the year has gone along, but not today.
On first down, Brady. Pass incomplete. Branch was turning around with Cromartie on the coverage. The biggest playoff turnaround win off of a regular season blowout defeat and then a playoff victory. Back in 1977, Vikings and the Los Angeles Rams. LA won in the regular season 35-3. And the Vikings beat him in the divisional playoffs 14-7. 32-point loss. Of course, Jets coming off a 42-point drubbing. 41 seconds here from closing it.
Deep down the sideline and seams inside. That's what you stop.
Branch steps out at the 12 with 35 seconds. Rex Ryan this week called this game, quote, the second most important game in Jets history behind Super Bowl III. And now if his team can close out the last 35, they'll be back for the second straight year, one step away from returning this franchise to a Super Bowl. Brady, pass dropped by Welker. Would have been a touchdown.
Well, I tell you, these are big throws, almost for touchdowns. Wes Welker not starting this game today because of things he said during the week.
Back of the end zone, Branch has it. Touchdown, New England. 24 seconds.
All the Jets needed was one play in the field of one tackle where they could have really wasted time coming up to kill the clock. They give them this touchdown. Now they got to keep on playing.
We're going to go back to another onside kick.
Nice throw by Tom Brady. In those situations, everybody watching the quarterback. Who's watching the back of the end zone? Jet players talking about it. Nobody watching Deion Branch.
28-21 with 24 seconds. Go back to the Jets after Cromartie picks up the onside kick, runs it down to the 20. A first down for the Jets would have closed out this game faster than a touchdown did for the Jets.
Well, you're the Patriots. I know they have a lot of different onside kicks. We talked about it. Right up the middle, and good hustle by the Patriots getting down past the 10-yard line so they can block.
Brady hoping he gets one more shot. Is there some way his team can come up with the recovery and he gets chance for a last-second heave to the end zone, or maybe a couple of plays? They have no timeouts. We're speaking about one more chance. Mark Sanchez, what did he tell us last night? Walked off the field here December 6th, and he actually said his first thought was, I just want one more shot. You know, they've been so humiliated. Just give us one more shot at these guys.
I think they read this to Patriots. They look at the alignment, then it determines where they're going to kick it.
Rams going up the middle again. Hey, that ball was free for a while. I'll tell you, this is give yourself plenty of time. I think the Jets have the recovery. It's Eric Smith, and the Jets are going to go to the AFC Championship game.
They better work on that onside kick this week.
I tell you, they had two plays at it, didn't they? The Patriots special teams here. Both times they went right toward Revis. Hernandez blocked away, but picked up cleanly by Smith.
Oh, a really good day by Eric Smith, getting that fumble or that onside kick. But overall, defense, tackle, special teams. But this is what it's designed to do. Block Darrelle Revis, free up the football, but Eric Smith there to get it.
A kneel down to make it official. Both #1 seeds go out this weekend, Atlanta and New England. This one's a shocker. Rex Ryan said, I have to be better than Bill Belichick on one day. put it on the two of them early in the week. It was that early interception that certainly changed the momentum to Harris play. Didn't lead the points, but it looked like right out of the gates that the Patriots were going to be taking it down and scoring. It was a whole lot tougher for that offensive unit the rest of the day. Braylon Edwards. Look at this.
I saw this last week. I don't know if I'd want my star wide receiver doing that after the game, but
Sanchez with 3 touchdown passes. The Jets and the Steelers, a rematch of a December 19th game that the Jets won, and it was a great one. The Packers and the Bears, the last 4 standing for the Lombardi Trophy. That 14-2 season for the Patriots, it's all over. It looked like a Super Bowl caliber championship team, but they're done. The Jets have gone through Peyton Manning in Indianapolis. Well, Damian Tomlinson finally gets the better end of it on New England on a big stage. They've gone through Tom Brady and the Patriots. They've got Roethlisberger and the Steelers next. And you've been watching the NFL on CBS. James Brown coming up.